In today's video, we'll be combining our two most popular playlists, When Stupid Cops Do Stupid Shit, and When Knowing Your Rights Can Save Your Ass. And it's a +2 on both, so thanks for joining us. Let's check it out. Jordan Stanky and Pablo Vasquez, a pair of badged dumbasses in Colorado who was trying to make a bust over trying to save a life. After making a traffic stop, they placed the suspect back in a patrol car handcuffed and don't pay attention with it on the track. Body camera footage would show the train barreling down the tracks with its horn blaring and officers oblivious to the fact, just sitting in wait as the train smashes into the patrol car, dragging it down the tracks with the restrained suspect still inside. She sustained numerous horrific injuries, but she survived. After the incident, both was fired and Stanky was convicted of multiple charges. The victim, Wscdss+, has since sued the police department for compensation. In a video from Bixby, Oklahoma, we see a man pulled over to use his phone and to text on it. As he's pulled over, a police officer approaches him, telling him he can't be parked in the parking lot of a closed business where you can't conduct business.
Another question.
And you answered it and I'm done.
Right, so okay. You have no more questions for me?
Nope, not at all.
Okay, drive safe.
After quite a bit of arguing with the officer, he receives a ticket and goes on his way. We then go to 2 days later, where he finds the same officer in a parking lot of a closed business.
Well, is there a reason you're parked here in a closed business? You're working on a report? Well, you know it's against city orders 5-5C-3 to park in the parking lot of a closed business?
And then proceeds to ask him about the exact same ordinance, then telling the officer he'll write him a ticket. Having the officer call out another officer to be there with him, then having the other officer that was called out write the original officer the ticket for being parked in a parking lot of a business where you can't conduct business.
Well, then I hate to do it. If it's warnings that way, then I have to issue a citation. I have to.
Well, sure.
I mean, let's get one written up real quick.
The badged dumbass was eventually issued a fine for the ticket. Colorado police officer Melissa Williams claims she was forced to leave her job after superiors discovered that she had an OnlyFans page. She had been an officer for 28 years before ever posting to the platform. Soon the pictures was passed around the station and this affected her mental health, forcing her into therapy, and she was soon recommended not to return back to her work. Her attorneys in the sheriff's office decided to give her a $30,000 severance package as she went. In this case, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office gets sued for excessive force. On April 27, 2016, Martinez is arrested. It was her first day at work at the Scores Gentlemen's Club on Varsity Boulevard. Upon arriving at work, she became too intoxicated and was asked to leave on her first day. When she refused, the police were called. Upon her being arrested and cuffed, you can see one of the officers in the surveillance video shoving her against the wall. Then the badged dumbass punches her multiple times as seen on surveillance video. She would later sue and was awarded $92,500. The New Haven Police Department, the police chief recommended that 5 officers be fired for dragging a paralyzed man out of a paddy wagon. Randy Cox was arrested on illegal possession of a handgun and was therefore placed into the paddy wagon. The surveillance camera from inside the van shows Cox go headfirst into the partition as the driver abruptly comes to a stop. Upon the van reaching the jail, the officers would then drag the man out of the van, trying to make him stand. When he doesn't stand, officers then drop him on the floor, put him in a wheelchair, take him to a cell, and lay him on the floor to wait for the ambulance to arrive. Upon Cox making it to a medical facility, it was determined that he had fractured his neck, and that he had in fact been paralyzed from the chest down. He would later sue the city of New Haven and the officers, claiming $100 million worth of damage. With all officers still facing charges, Cox settled his suit for $45 million. While listening to his police scanner, a man notices that a local school has a bomb threat called in, and he decides to jump in his car and go there to see if he can get footage of it. While there, police pull up and question him about what he's doing there. He then tells his officer his intent for being there. Upon telling the officer his intent for being there, The officer then says he's suspicious.
What crime is being suspicious?
First officer's supervisor shows up and educates him on what the man can do and what his rights are. He then has a conversation with the driver, telling him to have a good day, let him go on his way without any further incident.
Well, he wants my license and stuff and cannot articulate what crime I committed. Said I was suspicious and had been reported. Yeah. I asked what crime or criminal code that was. He can't articulate that. Yeah.
This is another perfect example of when knowing your rights can save your ass against cops that don't. If you're still watching, thank you. If this is your first time, you might subscribe. If you enjoy seeing badge dumbasses get made fun of, then this is your place. For everyone else, we appreciate you. And if you want to show us your appreciation, hit that like button, share the video, leave a comment. You might go check out some of our stuff in the store, hit the thanks button, or just stop by again next time. Until then, we'll see you.
Officer?